Let's say that your annotation requires you to have a huge volume of attributes. How do you find and pick the attribute that you need for this particular instance? A tree view like the one that you see here helps you neatly categorize your attributes and helps you not get overwhelmed by all the volume of attributes. Let's see how we can create this. To create any attribute, we will go to Projects, Schema, and scroll down to the Attributes section. After clicking on Create Attribute, an untitled attribute group is created. Here, in the kind of question we are going to ask, we will pick tree as the attribute type. Click on Next. Now we are going to name our question. What is the color of the card? This is going to be my question that's going to pop up when the attribute is required. Depending on your requirement, you will decide where you want this question to be popping up. Per annotation, the default option will pop the question depending on the annotation visibility conditions, which I'm going to demonstrate shortly. Per file will pop the attribute question on the entire file irrespective of the annotation. Bottom line, per file means that the attribute is for the entire file. Per annotation means that the attribute is for just the annotation you choose. Let's pick per annotation and move ahead. In step 4, you will choose when you want this annotation attribute to be showing up. This option is not available if you choose the per file as your scope. Like, let's try this. I choose per file and I directly go to the option where I create the tree attribute. Let's pick per annotation. Let's choose that the attribute question should be visible for all these labels. I click select all, next. Now finally, we will create the options that are going to pop up when we are trying to add the attributes. First option is going to be cars. Second option is going to be trucks, buses, SUVs. Now let's create child attributes. Beneath this, let's have small, big, and underneath this, small, big, small, big. Underneath all of these small and bigs, let's add colors. Red 1, green 1. I went ahead and added all the attributes. Now let's click on next. Great. We are done creating our tree attribute. Now let's jump into the task list and start annotating and check this out in real time. I will go to tasks, task list, label cars, and let's pick this one right here. Looks very neat. I'll, I'll pick a very simple bounding box instance and annotate this car right here. Point, click, drag, click, and I'm done. As you can see, the question has popped up as soon as I've finished annotation. As a bonus, you can also see that there is a tiny auto finish search bar which can be super helpful when you're searching for a small attribute among literally hundreds of attributes. Let's try to search for car among this, and this is much more easy and much more simple. There you go. Now you know how to use the tree attribute to annotate your data in a much simpler fashion.